Welcome to part 2 of our wedding series.
Let's play this out like it's forever, ever, ever, yeah. You and me together, yeah. There ain't nothing better, yeah.
In the previous video, we shared how much our wedding cost and the different aspects of the wedding that added up to that cost. In this video, we're going to share how to save while still achieving your dream wedding.
Eyes closed, I can feel you near. In the next room over, when you're not here.
I think we did pretty well in terms of our wedding costs. Like for what we got, there was a lot of elements where we saved quite a bit. So we just wanted to share with you how we went about making the decisions. For the first tip, we would say is make use of promo codes, make use of promotions, make use of wedding fairs. So we worked with quite a few vendors for our wedding. We received questions from our first video of the vendors that we worked with. Some requested their contacts. With that, we actually have some promotion codes for you guys that you should definitely use because it's of their best price. That means you get it cheaper than us. This is not sponsored because we ourselves paid full price, but we enjoyed working with them.
We have the promo codes in the video description below. Check them out if you are interested to engage them for your upcoming wedding. You can use our promo codes for 5 to 10% off. Starting with the biggest ticket item, which is the event stylist. For us, we hired 2 event stylists. One is Fairy Meadow. We hired her for our main decoration of the owl because that is the whole centerpiece of our wedding. It was very easy to work with her and she knows exactly what you want. She will send you samples to see is this what you want and she will edit from there until you're satisfied. The first moment I saw our owl, I almost teared, okay? It was so nice and it was my dream setup. Definitely highly recommend. And the second event stylist that we engaged was Props and Petals. So they were responsible for the rest of our decorations, including the solemn backdrops, the reception tables, the photo displays. I think they are more at an affordable price and they come with quite good packages. And you can even get better packages if you use our promo code.
So the next ticket item is the videographer and photographer. We negotiated a package deal, so it will be a bit cheaper. For the videographer, we used Chapter's VT. Overall, we had a good time working with him. He definitely was able to direct us. He was able to capture like good footage. We saw the same day edit videos and that one we were quite satisfied with. It turned out very nicely. We haven't seen the full video yet, so it takes a while, but overall we had a good experience working with him. Now the same day edit is quite costly actually. We realized that if you don't want a same day edit, then you can save some hours and some effort and that way it's a bit cheaper. But if you want to showcase your same day gate crash and all the morning unveiling to your guests, then there will be extra cost there. For the photographer, we went with Intrigued. They came as a package. He did quite a good job as well. We saw his photos already. We were quite satisfied as well. We have the promo code. If you are interested in the style, if it suits your style, feel free to check them out. So for the musical touch, we had really good reviews from our guests. They said that the live music was really great and adds a nice touch. We didn't get to enjoy as much, but I think overall we were quite satisfied with what they offered. We would recommend, especially Abby, the singer, definitely did a great job.
The main song that we heard was during our first march-in. She sang our march-in song.
Which was
awesome.
Beautiful. The promo code, check it out, you'll get cheaper than us.
Okay, so coming to the next vendor, we did our pre-wedding shoot in Bali. So we engaged with Maxtu photography. Highly recommend. He's like one of the best photographers that we have ever worked with. And highly recommend the package that we also took with the horses, if you like horses. So you can choose between a half day or a full day photo shoot. We took the half day one and it was already a full day because it includes the makeup and hairstyling, the transport to and fro, so that's already like 3-4 hours gone. So yeah, so it's totally up to you. You can do 2 to 4 locations as you wish. I think he's very good in directing us for our photo shoot as well, and in all the photos we look very natural. Working with some other photographers, when we see our photos we look a bit stiff or like, you know, you don't really look comfortable, but with Max it's always perfect.
It was relatively cheaper than the packages that we were quoted for Taiwan and Japan, for example. So I think DIY yourself helps as well. I think having a local photographer helps as compared to some people fly their photographer over. And the last but not least, actually one of our best choices that we made was to go with Srsly photo booth. So instead of having a photo booth where people can use
Standard
props,
photo booth.
yeah, we had Lionel basically go around taking candid photos and printing it on the spot for all the guests. So they were able to get a live photo on the spot, which was great because not all your guests would go to the photo booths. Our guests loved it. They showed us the photos that they took and a lot of people were very happy with that.
We got the Roving photo booth. Basically, it's moving around your whole wedding venue. And also there's a live slideshow of the photos that they took. So guests saw their faces on a big screen and they were like so excited.
We have a lot of guests requesting like, oh, can we get the photos? And the best part is that Lionel actually has the photos ready within 24 hours. So that really helped because the actual photography is only ready 3 months later. If you use Seriously Photo Booth, you can get them 24 hours. So he sent us the link and we were able to send our guests and they were able to download their own photos.
Yep.
So of course the biggest ticket item is your wedding banquet. Typically the cost is quite fixed. You know, if you negotiate with them the table cost, it's not that much they can do for you. But there's a lot of non-price related stuff that you can actually save a lot of money on. So our tip is to really negotiate the wedding banquet package, especially the wedding favors, because that can save you a lot of money. So some examples of what we negotiated was more alcohol, free corkage. That saved a lot of money because if you run out of alcohol at the wedding banquet, it will be like $100 a bottle of wine. It's a good thing that we had enough alcohol to go around. We also negotiated for free rooms. That saved us at least $500-600. Negotiated the solemn venue to be free. Typically that will be about $1,500 to $2,000. And if you are going to buy quite a lot of alcohol like we did, we bought like 20 bottles of hard liquor and 20 bottles of wine. Definitely use a distributor because you get much cheaper price. We actually have some distributors that we work with, so we'll add them in the description. They'll give you a discount if you go through us.
Okay, so the third point is having to decide on whether you would want a wedding planner to help you throughout your whole entire planning process. There's typically two types of planners, which range usually from 5 to 15k. And the first type is a full wedding planner. They will be in touch with you from the start of your wedding planning all the way to your actual day, and they will help you through the day itself until the very end. The second type is a partial wedding planner. So they will not be with you from the start of your wedding planning. They will only engage with you maybe like a month before the actual day, more of like an organizer on the day of itself.
I think that will probably be the cheapest. We heard it's about 2k maybe just to have a project manager. But this is where your groomsman and bridesmaid comes in. So if you have a very capable groomsman and bridesmaid like we did, then you can outsource it to them, like have someone to check the time, make sure everything is running on schedule. So that's typically their role. Our groomsman and bridesmaid did a great job.
Actually, initially I was really considering hiring a wedding planner because I thought that it would save us a lot of time and effort having to go around ourselves looking at all the different vendors. Like we don't know what we don't know because it's our first time planning for a wedding and it's a really big event. So having someone that knows exactly what's going on, know what we need, right? I think that will be helpful. But on hindsight, I mean, our wedding was great. And we also enjoyed the whole process. Like definitely it was stressful, not gonna lie, but it was quite fun doing everything ourselves and DIYing. I think we get the best of everything that we really wanted ourselves.
Yeah, I think with wedding planner, they probably have a fixed vendors that they work with, so they probably offer you a certain amount of choices. But for us, for example, like the gown, we searched like 10 different vendors. So I think with the wedding planner, you might not get that extensive options. And we really wanted to be able to exhaust all the options, especially for important stuff. Non-important stuff, you know, 1 or 2 vendors is good enough. But for like the wedding dress, right, that has to be perfect.
Yeah.
So we want to really see everything that we can.
So which leads us to our next point, which is you have to spend more time and effort in searching the perfect one for each of the categories. The wedding dress, the venue, DIYing materials yourself, finding cheaper alternatives.
Yeah, so you can't really substitute time and effort if you want to save a bit of your costs, because we really wanted to find either the best value or the best, right? Like the best wedding dress. For that case, we weren't finding the cheapest, but we wanted the perfect one. But there are a lot of cases like printing, for example, where if you print yourself or you handwrite the name tags, you save a good $1,000, which is what we did. There are a lot of things where, you know, if you search and spend effort, you can find a cheaper or better value alternative.
For example, just suit, if you get it in Singapore, it probably costs like way
3,000 to 5,000.
Yeah, way more than where we got it in Shanghai. It's
you
like
only spend like 1,000.
Yeah. It was bang for the buck. The price that you pay, the quality you get in return, it doesn't lose out. And for my bridal dress in Bali, so we had a gate crash there and we had a photo shoot there as well. We were actually considering renting the bridal dress as part of the bridal gown package, which would cost us at least 700 to 800 more for just one rental dress to bring to Bali. End up, I found one dress that that was $100 online. Now we will bring you through our entire journey when we first started out planning for our wedding 1 year ago, searching for the wedding venue and also the gown. Hello! So as you know, we are planning for our wedding which will happen next year. Now we are looking around different hotels in Singapore to choose the perfect venue for us. So now we are at the Outpost Hotel
At Sentosa.
So we'll check out one altitude coast to see if it's what we want. Let's go. So we visited 3 venues today. One altitude coast, one Arden, which is here, and Monty. Yeah, all 3 places look pretty decent and they have their own pros and cons. So we are planning to visit more places before we decide what we want.
In terms of indoors, I think so far this one is the nicest.
With a very sick view of MBS. So today we are gonna look at Artemis. It's a sky bar, so see if we like it.
I think you'll like it. It's a matter of whether they can do the capacity and everything like that.
Let's check it out! We are checking out Art de Daniel today. It's a restaurant at the National Art Museum.
Usually the couple will be only using...
We still prefer Artemis. It's bigger overall. I think they're more suited for weddings because they are prepared for weddings. They have like all the flowering, catering, the screens all set up ready. This one I think like you have to do everything yourself.
Yeah, you have to bring in everything yourself.
So the min spend is lower, it's 21k versus 30k. But I think all in, by the time you bring in everything, it's probably about the same.
Today is 15 July and we're on the way to Sentosa. So we have 3 locations lined up today. Sky Garden, Shangri-La as well as Capella. So we are generally looking at locations in Sentosa because I think they give off more of the beach vibes. That's what we're looking for. So let's go and see. Let's check it out. Road trip! We are here. It's so hot. The sun is scorching. So our first stop is Sky Garden, located at the...
I think Singapore Flyer.
Singapore Flyer. I dive. Sky dive.
I think I Fly.
I Fly. Oh, there it is. It's located above I Fly. So we have just seen Sky Garden. I think for now it's our top choice because yeah, it's like a full-length glass container when you can look out into the sea. So that's really what we wanted. More of the Bali vibes. I think for the price and the perks is not bad too. I think the main plus point for us is the sea view and the outdoor grass area where you can do the solemnization. Okay, we are at our second stop, Shangri-La Rasa Sentosa. So we saw the glass pavilion. It's quite a huge space with full-length glass windows where you can see the trees and also part of the sea. But what we didn't quite like was the interior where the hotel carpet and the decorations was just not as nice. That's a downside. Oh, and also for the solemnization, you have to pay extra 5,000 for the grass lawn area, which is quite nice too. It's right beside the sea and you can get the sea breeze, but it's extra 5,000.
Actually 5,000 is quite a lot.
It's quite a lot actually.
Yeah, for like 20-30 people.
Just to use that space. Solemn doesn't come free. You need to pay to get married. Perks wise for Shangri-La, I think it's not bad. Oh, and another plus point for Shangri-La is that they provide shuttle services from Harbourfront just for your wedding guests. I think for most wedding venues in Sentosa, they will provide free entry for guests. Because usually you have to pay between $2 to $6 for the entry. But if you are holding your wedding in Sentosa, I think most of them provide a free entry. Hey, we're here at Capella. Let's go and see how it is. Oh, I see a wedding car.
So their nice ballroom is the one downstairs. So we saw two ballrooms. One is 150 pax Sentosa ballroom, and one is their like full ballroom. The full ballroom one is nice, but it requires 350 people. That's a lot.
Yeah, and it's about 300 per pax, so it's already on the pricier side. Plus, you need to find 350 guests. I think that's way too big for us.
Yeah, we are looking at probably 150, maybe 200.
But it's really nice. Like they have a very nice screen display. It's like the IMAX movie theater. Okay, so we are on the way to Amara, which is our final stop of the day. I'm excited to see this one because I really like the glass pavilion. So let's go and check it out. We just had a casual walk around Amara because the service staff wasn't here, but in general, not very wow. I think the nice thing about Amara is the glass pavilion where you can do your solemnization, but in terms of the ballroom, I think it's quite meh. Decent, but it's not wow.
So I think the venue is probably the most important decision that you make. So we left no stones unturned. We went to all the typical wedding venues, all the famous ones, and eventually we fell in love with Pan Pac. You can see from the footage, it's a very new hotel. A lot of people don't even know about this hotel yet. The vibes that we got was really nice, and when you walked in, that wow factor that we felt when we first walked in was like, yes, this is the right place. So yeah, I think we really liked the decision as well. A lot of people who came for the wedding, they said that was a very nice venue that they haven't seen before. So it was quite refreshing. It's not your typical location where, you know, a lot of people have been many times.
From the start, we wanted more Bali vibes, more beach vibes, and I think Pan Pac, it doesn't really give off like a typical beach vibe, but it's very airy, it's high ceiling, it's open air, and the good thing is it's sheltered even while having these vibes. So even our solemn area, it's a garden area, so that one has a Bali vibe because of the grass patch. So we fell in love with every aspect of that venue. It was very value for money as well. We got a very good package because they are new hotel, and yeah, exactly what we wanted. So for the wedding gown options, actually been told that couples typically visit 3 to 5 gown shops, but we actually visited a total of 11. Just because we wanted to find the perfect gown for our big day, and it paid off. Today we are gonna visit 3 bridal gown shops, and they are all along Tanjong Pagar. This is our first time trying on some gowns, so I'm not sure like what we want yet, but let's go and see. Okay, we are going to our second gown place now. Wedding Atelier. Let's go. So for us, we documented every dress that potentially could have been the one. But the thing to note is some gown shops, they don't allow you to take videos or photos at all. So for that, I mean, we couldn't remember what we tried on after a day.
We just knew it wasn't the perfect one.
Yeah, because if it was the perfect one, we would have remembered it.
Yeah.
So we are waiting for our next appointment now. We are taking a break, getting a bowl of fun. We feel so tired from trying all the gowns. They put such a thick slab of butter, but it's really good. Okay, so the search for our wedding gown continues. So now we are heading to Rightfully Yours. Let's go! The first stop was Brightfully Yours. I think this shop is so far one of our top choice, mainly because they have a lot of gown options and the service was quite good. And also we spotted a few gowns that we quite like 80-90%. We haven't found like 100% what we like, but I think there were a few like 80-90%, which was quite decent. And also today is a popular wedding date, so we didn't really get to see a lot of other gown options that they have as well. I think probably browse more, like see what other options they have. I feel like generally we like this kind of like floral with sequins and more like A-line kind of cutting. Oh, and the glittery kind, like the sparkly kind. Ooh. The color is so nice.
You can browse online, but I think if you want to browse again on their actual collection, you have to pay a deposit, so you have to confirm their services first. So I think that's the practice of quite a few of the bridal shops, is that on the first visit they let you see about 5 gowns, and then from there you're supposed to get a sense of whether you want to engage them going forward, even if you may not have found the right gown yet. So it's actually quite daunting, because for us we feel to put 50% upfront without even having like one gown that you really want yet. So kind of a bit of like going out on a limb, just having confidence that you can find the right gown with that shop.
And it's like a few $1,000s that we are talking about, right? It's not like $100 deposit, you know. Yeah. So it's quite a substantial amount, and usually most of the shops they will have decisive discount. If you sign with them like on the first appointment, then they will give you like quite a good discount, like maybe $200-300.
But I wouldn't worry so much about that, because I mean, based on our hotel experience as well, signing the venue, like yeah, they might throw in a few freebies here and there, but I think those freebies you probably can still get later on as well, because it's a small token discount and it's so competitive, right? There's so many options, like you're not like stuck to one.
Okay, so the second stop that we visited today was Truly Enamored. So they are more of like a,
I would say, marquee pieces that are specially designed. But to be honest, I think when you start on your journey, one thing you realize is that some of the shops carry designer gowns and some carry like normal gowns. So for a shop that carries designer gowns, they tend to be more strict on the photo taking, so you can't really vlog. That's why we wouldn't have much footage to share.
Yeah, you can't even like document it for your own reference. Let's say you love this particular gown, you can't really take photos, you can't take videos, so they will be the one taking photos for you and showing it to you, but you can't really like document it.
That's one of the downers. I think the second big downer is of course the price. It's up to 3 to 5 times more expensive than a normal shop, but in terms of the quality, in terms of the style, we didn't find that there was much of a difference between the designer pieces and the ones that, like for example, Brightfully Yours had. We found it a stretch to be paying that much more.
So I think overall, like with the same amount, I'd rather rent 4 pieces of different gowns so that we can use a different gown for photo shoot and different gown for like tea ceremony and the actual wedding itself. Yeah, I think that makes more sense. So for the gown connoisseur, their package pricing is pretty good because you can a la carte, you can decide how many gowns you want. So the first gown is like 680, 90, and then the second gown is like another 600 plus, a little bit cheaper, and every gown that you add on is another 600. So it's pretty good because you can decide to rent one gown today, and then if you decide 1 month later that you want to rent another one from them, then you can just add on, and they are not pushy at all. This is the champagne gold dress, slightly different from all the white dresses that we have been trying. It looks slightly more yellowish than the white one, but not too yellow. It's quite nice. It's very shiny.
So there's 2 different lightings, right? One is the normal lighting, and then the other is the ballroom lighting. This is the ballroom lighting.
So nice! Can you see the shiny shimmery shimmer? I love how the dresses are covered in like the glittery effect. Even the top parts. Usually it's just the bottom, but this is like throughout.
Same style, but then not as long as the first one.
Which is good, right? The first one seems a bit drowning the back.
It's similar to the first one that we tried, just that with different laces and more glitter. So today we are heading to 4 more bridal shops to try on some more gowns. I packed like 4 back-to-back sessions so that we can see as many gowns as possible before we decide. Yesterday we went to the gown connoisseur, pretty far, but I think their dresses was so far the closest to what we are looking for. Yeah, but today we are just gonna check out more gowns and see if there's anything better. Before we decide, we want to do our pre-wedding shoot in Bali, and most of the gowns that you rent, usually they come with a few days, and after that they will charge an additional $25 per day. It will be pretty expensive if you're going on a holiday for like 1 week, then you have to pay the extra days that you're there. So we are back at the gown warehouse. So previously we came here for gown fitting for our photo shoot with Antelope Studios. So now we are back here to see if they have more gowns, because the other time that we came we only could try on a few gowns. So long. Yeah, let's leave it up to watch. So this is actually a bespoke dress that someone did. So the length is like just nice. It's really fitting.
It's a person same size as you.
But this is her custom design.
Looks a bit more formal in the setting.
Yeah, it's
and
nice.
It's nice also.
Like
It's a good salon, yeah.
The lace is very nice.
Yeah.
And the trim is nice too. Ken is Ken.
I'm not comfortable.
Okay lah. As long as I don't trip.
But you'll be wearing heels, so it'll be a bit higher.
This one is so stiff, so when you turn around, it's like we're holding photos, you know? So we just had our appointment at Promise's Wedding. So it's at Ubi, it's in quite a warehouse area, as you can see behind us. And the funny thing is that they only allow us to try 2 dresses and make up our mind there and then.
Yeah, the quality wise it wasn't great as well. The person said they went for a simple style so you can walk around and everything, but I mean the gowns were not wow enough. Yeah. And they wanted you to confirm after 2 gowns. We didn't know it was 2, right?
Yeah,
so we were just like thinking, okay, like this.
Yeah, we tried this first, and then after that she was like, okay, that's it.
So, okay.
And then she let us browse like their catalogue, which is maybe like 20-30 designs, and yeah,
so
I don't think we can make out.
That's it for us, for no promises.
Okay. From no promises. Oh no. Okay, we are finding our next stop, which is Story Wedding. It's actually in the same building. I think that one looks more promising, but let's see how many we can try. I think you have to at least try 5 to know whether like the style suits you, or you know, at least the type of dresses they have. I think 2 is a little bit.
Yeah, and so far the best ones I think is when the salesperson knows your style and then she gives you like similar pieces. I think the last one at Gown Warehouse you try at least 10. So you can shop for gowns, and then like if you are looking for furniture as well,
you can choose
2 in 1.
Which table you want? We are done with our gown fitting today. We managed to cover 4 different shops. One thing that we would recommend is to book back-to-back appointments in the same area. So for example, today we went to Ubi area. They have like 3 shops around there. I think they have more, but we just picked out 3. So that you don't feel like you have wasted your time if you visit one shop and you feel disappointed.
Every gown that we saw was like 95% there. We were like, oh, if this was a bit different, or like this was a bit different, we would have gotten it. But none really was like, wow, you know, this is the one. We visited 11 because we didn't find the exact one. Maybe if we had visited our vendor earlier, we had stopped there. But when we visited our vendor, we kind of knew that that was the right one.
Play this out like it's forever, ever, ever.
So this is with the
princess.
can.
OK video 开始。走一下，停一下，这样子。
I can see you with my eyes closed. I can feel you near. In the next room over when you're not here. My fire when I get
I quite like the ball gown.
Yeah. This is interesting.
What did you say just now about this?
The dress looks like it caught measles. Flowers look a bit,
But it's so nice.
The top is nice. With the glitter, it's nice.
Yeah, can you see the glitter in the camera?
No, can only see the moss. Really?
Okay, so we are done with our last appointment. It was at Rico Amona. And fortunately, we managed to see a lot of dresses that we really like. They had a lot of nice ball gowns, A-line gowns, even evening gowns like the coloured ones, which are really nice. And we could see ourselves in those dresses at our pre-wedding shoot and our actual day, so we signed it! After looking across like 8 to 10 gown shops over the past 3 weeks, we finally secured a deal at our last stop, which was quite surprising because I thought we would, you know, go back and think about it and compare with all the other shops that we have been. But I think we were quite convinced that this shop has a lot of options that we quite like.
Yeah, it's quite fortunate that it was the last one. Yeah, we were never going to ever like pay on the spot or like sign on the day, but having seen everything else, we were quite sure that this one had all the ones that we wanted.
Yeah.
We did it!
Yay! We actually had our eyes on one gown, but not the main one. That caused us to sign with them on the spot. And also knowing that we had the flexibility to come back and try on other gowns, like new selections, and also change it afterwards. So that gave us a peace of mind to sign with them.
I think their service was very good. They allowed JD to try on a lot of different gowns, and the person that we worked with was very patient and she knew the style that we were looking for.
Yeah.
So all the gowns that she brought out were quite within what we wanted, and I think this is quite common. You sign without finalizing your dress because you can change it later on. So you actually sign with them the number of gowns but not specifying which gown yet.
Yeah, and we didn't even use the first gown that we had our eyes on in the end.
As we came back and tried, there was actually others that were even better. Actually, I was the one who really wanted to do it everything ourselves without a wedding planner, and I would say that the journey was very long but very satisfying. Every little piece was chosen by us, so we felt that we had a lot of engagement throughout. Of course, you know, different people have different preference on how much time they want to spend on it. We know a lot of friends who swore by the wedding planner and say they really did a good job in taking a lot of decisions out of their hand. But if you're a bit like us, like you want to be hands-on, so you definitely can save a bit of cost by spending more time and effort going through all the different pieces of the wedding.
And I think at the end of the day, it's like your masterpiece. It's very satisfying to see your whole wedding come to life and so successful, and everyone enjoying the event that you have spent 1 year planning for.
We would love to hear about your wedding journey as well. Like, having been through ourselves, we actually take more interest to people's wedding journey, what they did differently, and you know what we might have missed out.
Leave in the comments.
So leave in the comments below.
I hope this has been useful to you if you are in the midst of starting to plan your own wedding. In the next part of this series, we went on an extreme diet just to look good for our big day. So stay tuned for that. See you in the next one. Bye bye!